Shalom Aleichem, and welcome to Breslov Research Web Seminar, Parshat Shemini. It's now after Pesach. We've begun the weeks of Sefiras. Last week we started counting Sefiras during Chol HaMoed, and now we're talking about another 6 weeks or so, a little bit less. And we have to start thinking about what Shemini means, the 8th, and what the Sefiras is. The Sefiras is 7 weeks, and Shemini inevitably follows Pesach every year, except in a leap year. So, what is the connection between the two? That we're in the middle of Sefiras now. Reb Nosson speaks about Sefiras HaOmer, and he says, what's the whole concept of counting? Well, the counting is made so that we should know that every day counts. Every single day of our lives counts. You don't feel like getting out of bed today. Can't say I blame you. There are times I don't want to either. But you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do. But when it comes to realizing what's your life all about, then you really got to start counting. Make sure your days really count. Just a couple of days ago, I got a phone call. I have a brother in Colorado, and he had to go to the hospital. And I felt very bad. And I wondered about it, and I thought about it. And I said to myself that everything that I hear is a message. It's a message. He's younger than me, or whatever, but when Malach HaMavis doesn't really take account of how old you are, he doesn't really care. He only cares what his message is, his meaning. So if someone gets taken to the hospital, or if somebody gets sick without going to the hospital, or if somebody has a financial problem, right, what do you do with your life? What have you done with your life till now? And where are you going from today on? And you have to start thinking what's going to be. Pesach just passed. We got out of Egypt. We left Mitzrayim behind, and now we're on our way towards the Holy Land. We're on our way to our salvation. Don't you want your life to count? Don't you want the days to be meaningful? Vayi bayom hashmini, 7 days Moshe Rabbeinu served as the high priest in dedicating the Mishkan. That's what we learned in Parshat Tzav. But now, it's time for real life. Moshe Rabbeinu cannot be the Kohen Gadol because Aaron is supposed to. And therefore, on the 8th day, Moshe called Aaron and his children and told them, guys, this is it. Now you're taking over. Now it's your chance to bring the sacrifices. It's your chance to serve in the temple. It's your chance to read the sanctuary as it's supposed to be. So, Vayihi Bayom Hashmini, Moshe Rabbeinu was telling Aaron and his children, the days count. Let's make this day count. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do whatever it is. But we're supposed to do the same thing during the Sefiras. We're supposed to count, make our days count. Today is the first day. Today is the second day. What have I done in this first day? What have I accomplished in the second day, or the 6th day, or the 8th day, or the 14th day, or the 49th day, when we're supposed to receive the Torah? What happens then? Shemini is to tell us that there are concepts that are beyond time. Right? 7 days 7 days in a week, 7 years in a jubilee, in a sabbatical year, 7 sabbatical years in a jubilee years, 7. There are 7 continents, there are 7 seas, 7. 7 is a number that's within concept, something that I could understand, something that I could relate to. It's something that's of this world. It refers to the Sefirot of Zer Anpin and Malchus. Zer Anpin is 6 Sefirot, Malchus is 7. 7 is a number that I could deal with. But there is an 8th day, Bayom Hashmini, the 8th day. This 8th day is a day when I have to now learn to take myself and attach myself to something that is beyond me. It's beyond time. Reb Levi Yitzchak Bender, one of the great Breslov Hasidim of the previous generation, was once asked, how are you supposed to find time during the day to do all that you want to do? Right? Reb Nosson said that I was able to accomplish what I accomplished because I guarded my time. I was careful with my time. So this person asked Reb Levi Yitzchak, how do I really check my time? Reb Levi Yitzchak answered him, if a person is smart, if he's wise, if the person is able to learn how to make his time count, how to make his days count, then he will find time for everything. Time will become available to him, right? Because he guards his time, the time will guard him too. If you're going to waste time, you're going to find you're wasting a lot of time too. That's what your life ends up with. Go back now over your life. What did I accomplish? How much have I really done? How much could I have done? Wow. A lot of us may say, okay, I'm happy with what I did. A lot of us will say, I could have used my time better. Right? Whereas the old adage goes, nobody on their deathbed will ever say, I should have spent more time at the office. Right? I don't agree with that, because there are times I would say to myself, I'd rather spend more time at the office, because I could maybe write another book. Maybe I can do something else productive to bring out Rabbi Nachman in the world. So I'm not going to regret that I didn't spend more time in the office, but I am going to regret all the wasted time that I did when I could have used it properly. So we have to look at ourselves. Bayom Hashmini. In this parsha, aside from all the works with Aaron and how Aaron works himself over for the sacrifices and dedicating the temple, and how he elevates his arms in praise to Hashem in order to bring down the Shekhinah, the presence of Hashem to Klal Yisrael. But the parsha ends on the laws of kashrus, the laws of purity and impurity. This animal is kosher for us, this animal is not kosher. This animal is pure, this animal is not pure. And frankly, that's one of the best ways to learn how to watch our time, is to watch our eating habits. Right? There are certain foods that have a tendency to make us feel heavy and tired, and we don't want to do anything. There are certain foods that are light on the metabolism, and there are certain foods that are good for the metabolism so that it works properly, and a person could accomplish much more too. He doesn't need to sleep as much, he's not as tired all the time, and so on and so forth. The laws of kashrus are such that, it's really amazing when you see how the Torah was able to pinpoint exactly. There were 4 animals that the Torah lists, these are not kosher. What is kosher? that which has a split hoof and chews its cud. There are 4 animals listed in the Torah. These are not kosher because they chew their cud, but they don't have a split hoof. There is one animal that has a split hoof, but it doesn't chew its cud. That's the pig. Whatever. The Medrash says about the pig, it says it's the only animal that has a split hoof but doesn't chew its cud, and it's not kosher. But look what it does. It portrays itself. It shows its legs. See, I have a split hoof. I have the signs of being kosher. And doesn't chew its cud. His internal parts are not kosher. The other animals, the rabbit and the camel and so on, they chew their cud, but they don't have split hoofs. They're not trying to pull a job on you. They're not trying to show you that they could be kosher. A pig does. Someone whose eating habits are not good, that person, you have to be careful from them. The person, you have to be careful. Just take it easy, relax. Just because they show themselves to you as a kosher person, and this goes not only for food, but it goes for everything. A lot of people like to portray themselves like the pig. It shows its forked, its split hoofs. People, a lot of them like to show themselves as being kosher, but they're not really. And you have to be careful. You have to be able to be discerning and watch all that the person does before you're going to accept them as being kosher. And this is really one of the major lessons of the Parsha, to be able to understand what is considered kosher for me to do during my life, what is considered kosher that I can follow my time, that I can follow my exertions, I can follow that which I want to do, and I can even have my leisure time. Everybody needs some leisure time too. Can't say no, but you have to know how to spend it. You have to know how to spend your leisure time right. Certainly your times of study, your times of prayer. All this is important when we talk about going forward with our lives. So the lesson of the Parsha is time. Watch our time, watch our space, watch what we're doing, and Be'ez Hashem, we'll all have the right time and enough time to accomplish that which you should be doing, so Hashem can help us. We should go into a good summer and have the right attitude, the right service, what's kosher, what's not, and live our lives according to the way we're supposed to. Omer.